starter in 2020 in pieces of 18 and 19, the youngest starter at quarterback for BYU in their rich history. Had to fight to win the job all 3 seasons. He was 19-9 as a 28-game starter over those 3 seasons. 11-1 this year. Here you see him taking the band down to Myrtle Beach and just trucking the safety here for us. Not going to do that in this league, but physical run for him. The level of comp in 2020 left much to be desired, but they did win going away 9 out of 12 games. In those games, I would consider Zach to be dominant. His best wins were in 2019 versus the likes of SC at home and Tennessee on the road. Both of those programs were 8-5 and 19 and were having down years. His pro days on the 26th, that's when we'll get valid measurements. He plays under center more than most, but primarily from the gun. You'll see some NFL concepts on tape, action, and drop back. He's a good athlete, has enough speed in his body to incorporate some of the QB run game in the offense if you want to do that. He has good feet and rhythm in his body. Here's a good job of him working through the mesh concept right there. But that's the thing that impressed me most about him. He has good feet and rhythm. He doesn't always play that way, but he has it. He has awareness in the pocket. He's slippery back there. He's able to extend plays in the pass game. I'd like to see him play a tick faster at times with a little more urgency, especially with the action stuff. Ball security-wise, he's been pretty good. He has 15 career INTs, but he dropped it down to 3 this year, so he's made progress. 4 fumbles, he dropped it down to 1 this year. So he's made some progress there. Had a big year completing the ball. Here's a good action play right here where he's going to push a comeback down to the field. Good throw and catch there. This year he completed 73.5% of his balls. Over in his career, he was just under 68. But I do have to note the Coastal Carolina game, he had a rough day versus the Chanticleers. They went down there. They had a rough ball game. He struggled with his accuracy, with his location. He never really got settled into the game. Had some chatter in his feet. Didn't have a great base. They took the ball out of his hands, too, on an interesting decision. It was a 3rd and 2 with over 6 minutes left in the game, down by 5 at midfield, and they chose to run the ball instead of putting it in his hands. I thought that was interesting. They came up short. His ball carriage is low when he throws it, but he has a good compact throw in motion. He has some different arm angles, so you'll see him. He'll be able to drop it down and find some windows and move around, and he has those things. You see the arm talent. He can make all the throws you need to make in the NFL, but you'd like to see all these guys throw, but especially him. When he throws at times, he doesn't have, sometimes he's on 1 foot, sometimes he's on 2 feet, or he doesn't have either foot on the ground. You'd like to see him play with a better base. He has tremendous feet. He has some athleticism. You'd like to see him play that way more consistently. There's kind of plays here back to back where he makes, a nice high back 5 throw. He got somebody in his lap there. Nice ball. And here's one here to the backside away from the action where he comes up throwing. Good ball location. Puts it on the top shelf there for the tight end. Another shot here. He's playing the Z call or the out to the field. Comes back and rips the basic cross. Moves through the progression. You'll see this in the National Football League, whether a drive or levels or whatever the case may be, chasing it on the backside. Good job just kind of getting through it and then ripping it. Good ball location. Action right here. So you got a post, the corner. You got to keep the ball away from the corner in this league. He'll be a lot more aggressive trying to take that receiver's head off or make a play on the ball here. So he's got to try to keep this thing thin, and he's kind of a tick late. And there's no reason for him to move in the pocket as much as he moves there.